Hello everyone, how's it going? In this video, we're going to talk about Cosmos Health, trading under the ticker symbol COSM on a NASDAQ. So, on the first trading session for 2023, Cosmos did very well for itself, raising above 21% on a day-to-day basis. So in other words, over the course of one day, the stock went from around like $5 up to $5.50. Now, this is certainly an encouraging sign for a company that certainly is going to need a lot of cash to plug the holes in order to keep the company afloat. They have previously mentioned that they're not sure whether the company is going to have like a positive going concern. Now, going further, the company probably has to like issue more debt. In other words, dilute the shareholders in order to stay like solvent. So with that in mind, they certainly need a relatively high stock price to do this. The main appeal for Cosmos is that the company has like a very large short position against it. So therefore, we can argue that if the stock keeps going up, at some point those shorts will have to redeem, because as long as they are open, they will have to pay like financial costs to brokers. And as long as this remains the case, they're going to get less and less profit over time, not to mention the cost of opportunities. So this is why if the price maintains like a bullish tendency, at some point we will probably see massive redemptions. Whether this is necessarily going to happen, like we've mentioned in the past, regardless of how many stars are aligned, it doesn't mean that what should happen won't necessarily happen. This is unfortunately just part of like the trading, the trading life, I guess, the life of a trader. We have seen on numerous occasions when the writing is on the wall and then the wall gets demolished. For example, MMTLP, and previously we've also had the same thing with SPRT. So sometimes there might be collusions here and there between the company, the brokers, and the institutions to make sure that the market is in their favor. Some people have asked me, well, does that mean that we are basically trading in a big, massive lie? Well, it can be somewhat of a deceitful market to an extent. So for example, we know that the market is supposed to reflect like the current value, but it certainly includes a huge part of anticipation in the valuation as well. So we will say that this is a human behavior market. Like you are trading the hypes or the fears of others. Right now, what we're seeing is that people are gaining some hope, but we should keep in mind that this redemption either needs to happen very quickly, or the fundamentals improve and then the company like kind of skyrockets. So now regarding the price prediction for Cosmos, my personal feeling is the company is probably going to retest the $10 and then the $15 once again. Is it going to reach the previous peaks? This is far from certain, but I think that like the current momentum now is a beginning and not the end. Regarding the position or the approach that you should have with COSM, I would say that it's one of those companies that it's better to trade as a marginal position in your portfolio. So in other words, it may go for like 100, 200, 300%, but does it really mean that you need to put all your eggs in this? Absolutely not. And in fact, I would say that it would have a negative correlation between how much money you put in Cosmos versus like the likelihood of having a positive positive output, right? So this is why I would highly recommend that you put in like around 1% of your portfolio in this, and for the remainder of your portfolio, maybe put in other holdings, either blue chips, fixed income, or other fellow penny stocks like these. So if you put it in if you put it in like 10 potential moonshots, maybe one moonshot is going to happen or two moonshots are going to happen. But if you put it in, 50 moonshots, then you're going to have more moonshots. So this is why I would highly recommend to spread the your ammo in different potential nests, right? Because as far as fundamentals are concerned, let's be honest, this is not a company that you want to stay in for the long term necessarily, unless you're willing to trust your capital in this kind of entities with like going concern in jeopardy or in potential jeopardy. So I'm personally not comfortable doing this. So this is why for me, it's mostly going to be a trading play at top 1%. Is this going to happen over the course of a few days? My feeling is no, but it might happen over the course of a few weeks. So you can either buy it in like over the course of maybe a week, 10 days, or even a month, and then just hold it till it reaches around $10. And then you will decide if you want to cash out then, right? So this would probably be the best approach.